Hello and welcome to 6.4 Applications of Linear Equations in One Variable. So we're going to take what we learned in the section previous and we're going to expand on it by using word problems and things like that. So for this first part, we translate a written problem into a mathematical expression or equation. So here are the number of ways you may see a phrase and how it can be translated into a mathematical expression. You can pause the video now to read more, or read in your textbook, or look on the chapter notes. So with problem set 1, we're asked to write the mathematical expression as a phrase. We have x plus 9. There are several ways to do this. This is going to be an expression because, as you will see, right now there are no equal signs found in the problems. We just have plain adding, subtracting, multiplying, division with a variable and a regular number. So with number 1, x plus 9, you can write this as a number increased by 9. With number 2, x minus 7, you can do it in a similar fashion, saying a number decreased by 7. Notice our words. A number phrase is referring to the variable, increased is referring to addition, and then we just put the number that we're working with. In the second one, we have a number referring to our variable. Decreased means to subtract, and then by 7 is referring to the number that we're working with. Okay, so we're going to go a little bit further and say 3x minus 9. So a number is going to be in there, and it's going to be multiplying by 3, and it's going to be taking 9 away. So we could phrase this as 9 less than 3 times a number. 9 less than is saying that we're going to be subtracting 9. 3 times the number is saying 3 is going to be multiplying by our variable. Okay, and in this next set of problems, what you're going to see is we have a phrase and we have to make a mathematical expression or equation out of it. So for this first one, we have 4 more than y. So what that's going to say is that we're going to have addition because we have more than, and they give us our variable as y. So we're going to say 4 more than, we're adding, our variable, or y. Okay, 3 less than x. So less than tells us subtracting. So when we write that, we can have our variable x minus 3. If we keep moving on with this same pattern, we have 3 increased by 6 times z. So 3 adding, and then 6 times z means multiplication. So if we follow the pattern that we have, we can say 3 plus z and then times z. We can just write 6z. Okay, looking at number 4, we have the product of 4 and w. Product tells us to look at multiplication. And then we have the word increased by 7, meaning addition. So if we translate this, we're going to have 4 times our variable w plus 7. Okay, number 5 is a bit tricky, but it's doable. If we just look at what we have 11 decreased, it's going to be subtraction, by d, divided by 2. So divided by tells us division will be used. So I like to start off by putting that division bar, and what we're dividing by is 2. And that's going to be the denominator. Which the numerator is going to be is the first part, or the 11 decreased or subtracted by our variable d. Okay, and 6 is actually going to be a first, because it is actually going to be an equation. So if we start off 5 times, that is going to be multiplication times a number. That's going to be our variable. Is 25. Is cues us that this is going to be an equation. Notice before that none of these previous examples had the word is inside of them. That means they're just expressions. Is cues us that this will be an equation with an equal sign. So if we write this out, we have 5 times a number. Looks like we chose the v to represent our variable, equals, or is, 25. And sometimes you may be asked to actually solve for the variable. Well, for this, you just want to divide both sides by 5, leaving you with 25 divided by 5, or just v is equal to 5. So both of these may be the answers to the problems. Okay, so if we look at number 7, a number increased by 3 is 1 less than the number. Okay, so we're going to have the word is being our equals. We have increased, meaning addition, and less than, meaning subtraction. Okay, so if we get started, we have the number, or variable, increased by 3, or add, equals, is 1 less than the number. So we have our number, and then we had to take 1 away from it. Okay, 8 may be one of the trickiest we've seen yet, but it is still doable. 2 times the difference of a number and 3 is. I always like to circle is because it's going to be our defining line. Times, we're going to multiply. The difference, subtraction, our number, more than addition, the number. So it's going to be our variable. So if we write that out, it's going to look like 2 times this quantity, a number and its difference. So x minus 3 is the equal signs of 5 more than a number. So I like to write our number and then just plus 5. And again with 7 and 8, you may be asked to solve the equations for the variables in each step. And if you've watched the previous videos, that should be quite easy to do.